Hi friend, this is Prashant. Today I will going to start with 6th chapter. Which questions you have to do, which topic you have to do, which part you can neglect, right? Say in boards there is no fixed pattern about this chapter. This is the last chapter of the topic light, right? Now very first part we start with 6a. In that part there are few terms like what is dispersion, right? It is a process of splitting of white light or polychromatic light into its constituent colors when it is passed through a glass prism. That is called dispersion. Second, what is spectrum? Spectrum is the band of colors obtained on screen when it is passed through glass prism. That is called as spectrum. Next is what is the cause of dispersion? So all colors are moving with the same speed in air, but as soon as they pass through glass, different color has different refractive index. Therefore, deviation will be different. That is the cause of dispersion. Now, which color deviate most? So, violet deviate most because deviation is inversely proportional to wavelength. So, wavelength for red is more, so deviation will be least, right? Okay. Next question can be asked on that part. They have given that all 7 parts, that is Vibgyor, all wavelength with their frequency. So you just learn wavelength. According to me, wavelength is the better. Now, when you draw that, there is a next question, drawing for that spectrum diagram, in which you just take care that you are writing that initial incident ray is a polychromatic light. Poly is many, chromatic is color, that is white light. Then that split it into 7 constituent parts. Everywhere you have given an arrow. Then deviation is maximum for violet. So Vibgyor, when you write, it is from the bottom it is violet and at the top there is a red, right? Then you are drawing a screen, right, on which that spectrum is obtained. Width of each color is not same. Only for clarity, diagram clarity, we are showing there are 7 different lines. Actually all colors are overlapping, they are overlapping with each other, right? That is the part. Then there are 2 numericals in this part. They are based on the formula v is equal to f into lambda. Velocity will be given, frequency will be given. They want wavelength, or wavelength is given, frequency is given, and they want velocity, right? That kind of question they can ask on this part. There is a conversion, like conversion from say megahertz. Megahertz is 10 raised to 6 hertz, right? All other are simple, centimeter to meter, all that part conversion. This is about the part A. In part A is nothing is there about on this. We'll go with part B. Part B means we have, there is an electromagnetic spectrum, right? Electromagnetic spectrum is a region of 7 parts, right? If I say your order is important, when they ask, they can ask a question, write that increasing order of frequency or decreasing order of wavelength, all that part. So if they ask increasing order of wavelength, the first it comes with gamma rays. First is gamma rays, second is X-rays, third will be UV rays, fourth is visible light, fifth is infrared, sixth is microwaves, and last 7th is a radio waves. So out of this, radio waves has the highest wavelength, that is least frequency, penetrating power is negligible, and gamma rays is the highest frequency, wavelength is negligible, and highest penetrating power, right? Now each, actually in syllabus we have only 2 things, that is UV rays and infrared. But for safer side, what I can suggest, you do thoroughly UV rays and infrared, right? But don't neglect these other radiations. Why? Because this is light, this is physics, these are electromagnetic. See, there are 3 chapters of light, so they can twist this question with some other reference. So for that purpose, you need to do all radiations, right? First start with the gamma rays. Now what is the gamma rays? Source of gamma rays, there are 2 sources. One is the cosmic rays and second is the radioactive element. Both are not easily available, right? Now what is the next use of gamma rays? There are 2 uses. Achha, what is the penetrating power? That is a special property. They can pass through 30 centimeter iron block. They can pass through 30 centimeter iron block. That is the penetrating power of gamma rays, right? What is the use of gamma rays? There are two uses of gamma rays. In field of medical, under medical supervision, they are used in the treatment of cancer. Now, what exactly treatment of cancer? Suppose I am having a cancer in this part, right? If I don't treat this part, this cancer cell will spread, right? Rather spreading that part, what I will do, I will expose this part to radiation. That is called chemotherapy and radiation. In chemotherapy, they are injecting some liquid, right? Some injection, and after that there is a radiation. So cobalt 60 is a by cobalt 60 we are producing gamma rays. They are used in the treatment of cancer. Now here it is under medical supervision, and it depends upon what is the body weight, what is the age of that person, and which stage of cancer it is, right? Accordingly they give the treatment. Second use is to check the weldings in the industries. When you join two metals, heavy metals, when you join two blocks, the welding is required. So that welding is done properly or not, that can be checked with the help of this instrument, right? With the help of this gamma rays, right? That is what is a use of gamma ray. Now next will be X-rays. Now, what is the source of X-rays? So high energetic cathode rays or electrons, when they are stopped by heavy metal, then X-rays are produced. Now X-rays are used, if you compare the penetrating power of X-ray along with gamma rays, so X-rays ka penetrating power is negligible because they can pass only through flesh but cannot pass through bones, right? Okay. Now what is the use of X-rays? So X-rays are used to study crystal structure, that is for research purpose you can use. Second use of X-rays will be, it is used in say to checking you can say in X-ray report. Suppose my bone is fractured, so that bone is fractured, is a hairline fracture or proper fracture, or there is a dislocation, all that part can be detected with the help of your X-ray report. So that purpose. If you visited many times, you are visiting malls, in that part your baggage is checked, your body is scanned in that part, that is also your X-ray machine, right? So they detect metal detector, whether you are carrying any metal detector, whether you are carrying any weapon, guns, all that part, that can be checked. So that is for X-ray. Now X-rays are okay, X-ray photograph is used. Okay, next part will be UV rays. Now UV rays, main source of UV rays is the sun, is a natural source. Other sources will be, you have electric arc, spark lamp, that way you can produce UV rays. Now use of UV rays is main, it is used as a sterilizing purpose. It is act as a sterilizer. Now it is used to detect fake currency detector also, it can be used. In banks, blue color light, there are UV rays, so through which you can detect the your currency, whether it is real or fake. It is also used to check purity of gems, eggs, ghee, all that part. In that purpose also it is used. Next will be what is the other name of UV rays? It is called actinic rays. It is other name is what? Actinic rays. Now when UV rays shows chemical activities on dyes and photographic plate, when silver chloride is exposed to this UV rays, it becomes brown and then black, right? So which radiation are used? Okay, that kind of question they can ask. Next part will be what? Visible light. Visible light, all that Vibgyor color 7 parts that you can study in part A, right? Which properties with the wavelength, frequency, all that you can study from part A. Now next will be, hi friends, we now will start with infrared rays. Now how infrared rays are produced? Main source of infrared is a natural source, that is the sun. Next but the source, we can say it is a red hot bodies. Say you have a thoriated lamp, right, filament, heated silicon carbide rod, and red hot bodies. They are the main source of infrared rays. Now when we say infrared rays, their wavelength is maximum, so scattering is least. Therefore there is one law called as Rayleigh's scattering law. According to Rayleigh's scattering law, intensity of scattered light is inversely proportional to 4th power of wavelength. So if the wavelength is maximum, scattering will be least, right? What is the use of infrared? Infrared mainly used for therapeutic purpose, right? Next, it is used in long distance photography. Your hidden cameras, spying purpose cameras we are using, they all are infrared rays. You can take a photograph with the help of satellite, with the help of this long distance photography, with the help of this infrared cameras. Now they are also used by soldiers during a war because their penetrating power is maximum. See, they deviate least, right? Therefore they are used. They are also used in fog lamp. Okay. Next part will be microwaves. Microwaves is produced by an electronic device called as crystal oscillator. Now what exactly crystal oscillator is? Your microwave oven. Now what are the use of microwaves? Microwaves are used for two purposes. One for cooking purpose, that is microwave oven, and second is for communication. What is communication? Communication is sending information or data from one place to another. Now for communication purpose you require two things. One is three things. One is a transmitter. I am the transmitter. You are the receiver because you are receiving. Now you will speak, then you are transmitter, I am receiver, that way. And the next link is a communication channel. So air is a communication channel. To satellite we are communicating. So these waves, microwaves and radio waves, they are used to carry signal from one place to another. Therefore they are also called as carrier waves. They are also called as what? Carrier waves, because they are used to carry signal from one place to another. Now this infrared, they are detected by rock salt prism. They are detected by rock salt prism. That can be detected with the black and bulb thermometer. Now what is black and bulb thermometer? You have ordinary thermometer, you have two ordinary thermometer, but one thermometer, that silver bulb, I coat with a black color. Now that is called black and bulb thermometer. Now you know that black color is a good absorber of heat. So if you immerse both the thermometer in same substance, it shows two different temperatures in the rise, because black will absorb more heat, so it will shows more rise in temperature. That is what black and bulb thermometer. You have thermopile. Thermopile is what? It is a combination of thermocouples connected in series. Now what is thermocouple? Two dissimilar metals join together to form two junctions. One junction is kept hot and other is kept cold due to temperature difference at two junction. Your heat energy is converted to electrical energy. But so EMF here developed or current produced is very, very small. So microampere, nanoampere, that kind of current is used to measure such current, right? So this is black and bulb thermometer, and you can see thermopile. They are used for detection of infrared. Your microwaves, you are using this rock salt prism. No, not rock salt. Your quartz prism is used for microwaves, right? Infrared is rock salt. That is a frequently asked question. Okay, next will be about radio waves. Radio waves, how they are produced? They are TV and radio transmitter. They are used as a detection. Is aerials of radio and TV receiver. They are used in communication. Radio receiver, right? All that part. This is about part B. In part C, there is a term called as scattering of light. What is scattering? It is a process of absorption and then re-emission of light energy by the dust particle and air molecules present in the atmosphere. Now, what is the condition responsible for scattering? The size of dust. There must be dust particles present in the atmosphere, and the size of dust particle must be comparable with the wavelength of light. The size of dust particle must be comparable with the wavelength of light, right? Next, there is a law called as Rayleigh's scattering law. Rayleigh's scattering law says intensity of scattered light is inversely proportional to fourth power of wavelength, right? A body will have more wavelength, will scatter least, and that is why there is applications of scattering of light. There are 5 applications. Out of that, first will go during sunrise and sunset, sky appears orange red. Why this happen? Because sun is entering atmosphere horizontally, so distance covered by light during this process is maximum. So all colors except orange, red, all colors are scattered in the atmosphere because of presence of dust particle, right? Now the unscattered color will be orange red, and therefore during sunrise and sunset sky appears orange red, right? Next is a white color of sky at noon. At noon sun is on directly on overhead, so sun rays are entering atmosphere normally, so the path available for scattering is least, and therefore there is no much scattering of light, so all colors are scattered equally, therefore white light. Next is blue color of sky. Now here ray of light is entering to our retina from direction other than direct sunlight, right? So if the sun rays are not coming directly to us, if the rays are coming from different parts of atmosphere, since scattering is maximum for violet, indigo and blue. Violet, indigo, they are not sensitive to human eye, so that they appears as a blue, and therefore there is a dominance of blue color in the atmosphere is more, and therefore sky appears blue. Then black color of sky in the absence of atmosphere. Obviously the dust particles are only responsible for scattering of light. If I remove all the dust particles from the atmosphere, there will be no scattering. That is the reason black color of sky in the absence of atmosphere. Now white color of clouds, right? Cloud contains dust particles and water molecules whose size is bigger than the wavelength of light. So there is a condition: if the size is bigger, all colors are scattered equally. Therefore, this cloud appears white. Now use of red signal during for a danger signal. Now what red signal indicate? You have to stop. Whatever distance you cover, that red color will not scatter, it will not spread in the atmosphere, it will remain as it is. So that is the reason all danger signals are made up of red color. Now in all this give reason, you have to mention according to Rayleigh's scattering law, intensity of scattering is inversely proportional to fourth power of wavelength. You have to mention this part everywhere, right? This is all because of scattering of light. Friends, that's it for this video. Hope you like this part. If you like, please subscribe my channel and please share with your friends. Thank you.